Welcome to Words with Saints with VM Campos. I'm your host, VM Campos. This is the series where I present to you inspirational Bible verses that focus on the saints. Now, at the moment, it is February 10th, 2024, and today is the memorial of Saint Scholastica. We will pick a reading for this saint and read the inspirational words from various translations. I've found the Oregon Catholic Press's Breaking Bread publication to be very useful when picking Bible verses on a daily basis. The Liturgical Year ebook from Catholic Culture is also very nice. And so for a memorial to Saint Scholastica, let's read some verses from Song of Songs, chapter 8, and see how the words can inspire us. I'll start off with a King James translation. This one is a very large, beautiful hardcover published in the United States. This is the American Bicentennial edition, published in 1976 to celebrate 200 years of the founding of the United States. It's a King James Version translation and a very large, very beautiful Bible. It's just a classic Bible that includes beautiful woodcuts, artwork, various study aids, and then of course the words. So let's jump to Song of Songs, chapter 8. Now in this translation we have it as Song of Solomon. That is often what the King James Version translates this book. And we'll go on to chapter 8. Now traditionally Song of Solomon is a love poem, but the allegory of course is God's love for his people. And we will see here how these words can inspire us to remember Saint Scholastica. Verse 6, for example. Set me as a seal upon thine heart, as a seal upon thine arm. For love is strong as death, jealousy is cruel as the grave. The coals thereof are coals of fire, which hath a most vehement flame. So here we get a powerful imagery of love, which fits perfectly with the love that God has for believers. Now obviously the classic King James translation has beautiful works of poetry, but a bit of an archaic language. Sometimes it's hard to understand the words. So let's jump over to a more modern translation and see the comparison. Here's my copy of the Holy Bible as the New Living Translation, which has been my go-to Bible for daily reading. It's a very good translation. It's a very modern translation. This is copyright 2015. I really like this Bible because it also has copious amounts of notes where you can fully understand the words. There is a wonderful explanatory paragraph at the beginning telling us who wrote it, dates, and the content of the particular chapter. So I really enjoy this NLT translation. And let's see how it renders Song of Songs, chapter 8, verse 6. Place me like a seal over your heart, like a seal on your arm. For love is as strong as death, its jealousy as enduring as the grave. Love flashes like fire, the brightest kind of flame. We still get a sense of the original poetry in slightly more modern terms. And again, as I said, I like the notes on this more modern version because we have here grave in the original Hebrew language was Sheol. So it just gives us a bigger picture, a more rounded view of the scripture. Jealousy is as enduring as Sheol. And that is how that chapter and verse is rendered in the New Living Translation. Let's compare with the New Revised Standard Version, Catholic edition, and this is a Catholic Youth Bible, also revised. This is a wonderful young person's guide to the Bible because it has many extra teaching aids. Take the words and understand them, and here's how you can live them. I like the motto here on the cover, pray it, study it, live it. This is a wonderful tool for young people to understand this book, its various chapters, explanation in modern terms. It's very relatable. It has modern artwork that is very evocative of the chapters, various call-outs to explain the sections. It has its own footnotes as well, various readings. We have comparative notes, if you further want to understand the words and how the Bible itself helps you to refer to different chapters for further understanding. And something like this, for example, the Lord is my rock, and an explanation of 2 Samuel chapter 22, verses 1 through 4. This is a very, very enjoyable Bible for young people, and people of all ages, of course. Let's see how Song of Solomon is rendered. As I said, I really like this Bible translation because we have a paragraph about how it can be very related to your life, an in-depth look at the book, quick facts about it, and then an evocative image. So let's see how this translation renders Song of Solomon chapter 8, verse 6. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for your love is strong as death, passion fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, a raging flame. Wonderful words, explained more for a young person, words that are perhaps more relatable than the more classic translations, because one of the most important things about a Bible translation is understandability. And therefore that creates relatability with the words. And in this case, usage of terms such as homecoming and expressions of praise also help to further understand the words. So this is why this is a very enjoyable translation. By the way, this copyright is from 2005, so again, it's a nice modern 21st century translation that can reach many hearts. This NRSV Catholic edition of the Catholic Youth Bible. Next up, I have here a copy of the Holy Bible Military Challenge Edition, focused on the English Standard Version, the ESV. This is also another very enjoyable Bible, because it's recent, it's 2011, so it's got modern terminology and such, but it also has a focus on the value of the Bible to our members of the military, how the words of Scripture can give inspiration and strength to those that have sworn to defend the Constitution. There's some great study guides at the beginning of the book, a word list for explaining more complicated words, subject index to look up topics and go straight to the readings, explanatory notes about a particular chapter at the beginning, footnotes to explain difficult words as well, and a modern translation for the classic words. My copy here also has a note from the previous owner, and I think it's fascinating to see how someone found meaning on these books. Trust in the Lord with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding. And that is from Proverbs 3. But the subject at the moment is Song of Solomon, chapter 8. Let us read here. Set me as a seal upon your heart, as a seal upon your arm, for love is strong as death. Jealousy is fierce as the grave. Its flashes are flashes of fire, the very flames of the Lord. So we have here a familiar translation based on the others that I showed that hopefully help you understand the words a lot better and relate to them. In this particular edition, this particular translation, with a focus on our military personnel, I think is a great way to spread the word. And so that was our reading for February 10th, 2024. Today is the memorial of Saint Scholastica, a key figure in the early church. We have read a chapter and verse from Song of Songs, also known as Song of Solomon, and the Canticle of Canticles, in a variety of translations to further help us understand the words, how they relate to the saint and to our own lives. I hope you enjoyed the latest episode of Words with Saints and found inspiration in Scripture. Please comment below with your favorite verses. This has been VM Campos, and I'll see you in the next episode.